Alright guys, and welcome back to the Saints View, the channel for Southampton content for our predicted lineup ahead of tomorrow's trip to the London Stadium to take on West Ham. Possibilities of an unchanged side from the Aston Villa game, or maybe the odd tinker here and there. But before we get into it, do make sure you have subscribed to the channel if you haven't yet already, with notifications turned on so you don't miss a thing. Follow us on all of our socials as well. Right, let's get into it. Starting in goal nowadays, it's a given. Alex McCarthy, pretty good game on Saturday against Aston Villa. Didn't have to do too much, but the few shots on target that Villa did have, he coped with very well and came out from his line very well as well, punching the ball, catching the ball. Just looked like an assured figure at the back and definitely deserved his clean sheet. Going on to the defence, I think there will be a change at right back. Kyle Walker-Peters is fit again, so I think he'll come in. James Ward-Prowse covered that role last week. At first, I thought it was quite interesting, given the fact that we had Jan Valery fit, but clearly Ralph Hasenhüttl thought that Ward-Prowse was more suited, but now we can put him back into the midfield and have Walker-Peters come back in. Had a decent enough debut against Burnley in a pretty tricky game, and I think he'll get a lot more space against West Ham in this game, so it'll be very interesting to see what he can do, especially when it comes to going forwards. Centre-back pairing, also a given, I think. Jan Bednarek and Jack Stephens, not much need to be said about them. Again, excellent on the weekend. And then Ryan Bertrand's come in. Had a bit of a quiet last couple of games, but that's understandable. In midfield, I think it's going to be a return to the partnership of Ward-Prowse and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Prowse, like I said, played at right back last week, but Højbjerg had one of his better games this season, in my opinion, in the midfield next to Will Smallbone, who debuted in the Premier League. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to start this one now that we've got Walker-Peters back, but was absolutely fantastic last weekend, and if he does start, definitely deserves it because he was superb. And then just in front of them, I think it's going to be Stuart Armstrong on the right, and I think we're going to keep Moussa Djenepo in there. Like I said in the preview yesterday, unfortunately, his mother did pass away this week, so again, condolences out to his family. But I think he may sort the situation out after the game on Saturday and he'll be given a start. But he had one of his better, if not his best, performance in his Saints shirt last weekend, got an assist for Long's goal. And I think he's going to have a really good game again if he does start. If not, we can put Buffal in there, but I think Djenepo will stay in there. And then going on to the strikers, I think it's going to be the same partnership, Shane Long and Danny Ings. Long got his goal. There are games where he drops really deep and does the dirty work in the middle of the park, gets the ball away to the forwards, which is kind of strange because he's our best striker, but he likes doing it. He likes to do the dirty work, like I said, put that tackle in, release the ball, get us on our way for the counter-attack. And then one of those performances, he was asked to drop deep a bit more, didn't have one good chance against Villa, didn't take it, but then apart from that, he didn't really have a sniff at goal. Was being a key player, but elsewhere on the pitch, and I think that this weekend he may have a chance to get a goal or two. As for Longy, like I said, good goal from him. The fact that he scored with his midriff, let's say, is kind of funny, but again, looked excellent, pacey, but he only lasted about 60 minutes. I think around that point, he started to look a bit leggy. So if that's the case again on the weekend, put Shea Adams on, in my opinion. Excellent off the bench last week. And I think he needs the chance for sort of 20-25 minutes once again. And maybe he can get that first goal in a Saints shirt. So let's go through that team again. In goal, Alex McCarthy. A back four of Ryan Bertrand, Jack Stephens, Jan Bednarek and Kyle Walker-Peters. James Ward-Prowse and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg in the middle of the park, with Stuart Armstrong and Moussa Djenepo just in front of them. And then up front, a partnership of Shane Long and Danny Ings. Let me know what your predicted lineup is ahead of the game tomorrow in the comment section below. Who would you like to see start? Also give it a like if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Follow us on all of our socials. And we'll see you tomorrow for hopefully a big 3 points in East London. See you then, guys.